Meghan Markle most recently opened up about her frustration over having to cower and tiptoe into her room due to the fear of being judged negatively. She was speaking on the angry black woman stereotype and slammed the way this perception led to the women of colour being judged harshly. However, royal fans accused Meghan of copying Tyler Perry's Diary of a Mad Black Woman for a podcast. Tyler Perry contributed heavily to the angry black woman stereotype. She seems to have had no problems using the films of the 90s and early 2000s to make her points, as she did with Kill Bill and Austin Powers. Previously, Meghan was accused of plagiarising podcast ideas from Caroline Meyer's book, Archetypes, Who Are You? A user wrote, "My guess is Meghan read this book and copied her entire podcast idea from it." During the conversation with Meghan, Issa Rearevealed, once her close friends called her particular, which she took as a compliment. "To me, that means I have a sense of what I want," the Insecure star said. "I'm particular," Meghan agreed. Meghan recalled her acting days, stating how she used to go through a list of the casting of black characters for finding an acting appointment for her. "I mean, I remember when I was auditioning, the idea of even black roles, I remember those casting sheets where the description of the character, she always had to have an edge or an attitude," Meghan said. One Twitter user wrote, "Meghan hasn't had to endure the angry black woman syndrome. Meghan has been treated with privilege, and she ensured she'd be treated as such by identifying as a white woman, not a woman of colour. Meghan admitted that her heritage never came into play until she married Harry." Another mocked, "But no one has ever called her angry, just difficult, bully, liar, a hypocrite, and destructive." The Caribbean Prince commented, "No one has ever called #Meghan Markle an angry black woman, lol, as she's not black and she is difficult, a hypocrite, and destructive." Meanwhile, Judy James, a voice analyst, breaks down the podcast. She said, "Meghan's life story seems to be dropped in many parts each week on her podcasts. Each one that comes out seems engineered to reveal some new detail or fact of her life. And it's those reveals that seem to hit the headlines even more than the points she's discussing. They also seem to promote the feeling that we're being invited to get to know her piece by piece like a huge jigsaw puzzle." In this podcast, Judy argues that there are 3 key Meghan reveals. She explained, "With this podcast we get 3 key Meghan reveals or glimpses. Although these ones are much lighter on the tears and sadness over her own suffering and pain, and either more upbeat and positive or more suitable for the gossip mags. With the theme of the trope of the angry black woman, Meghan tells us with noises and laughter of delight that she's discovered that she's 43% Nigerian. It's been a hugely positive discovery. It seems, as she says, she's been told by fans that it's huge for our community." Judy notes that this revealing episode of Archetypes gave royal fans a glimpse into Meghan's domestic life with Harry. She claimed, "As well as this reveal, we get a more domestic one of her life with Harry, when she says she took a book home from a party in a purse and read it in bed with Harry. This is possibly the first time a UK audience has ever been given any glimpse of any royal and their bedtime habits, since Michael Fagan broke into the late Queen's bedchamber when she was there alone."